Hello, my name is Mark with Stella Roofing. Today we're out in Ogden and we're tearing off a 2-week-old metal roof. So this customer got this roof done by a local contractor and has been having severe issues. They cut into his sidewall, they cut into his siding, and then they cut into his roof in improper ways. Since all this has been happening, there's been constant leaks, and he's gone up there himself trying to solve these problems until he contacted Stellar, and we did the full roof inspection and found out that it was not installed to standards. In all my years of roofing, I have never seen a roof put on 2 weeks ago that already needs to be replaced. Tearing off a standing seam existing metal roof is a lot easier done than tearing off the shingles. It is a lot quicker. We take it panel by panel and then we lay it down and then we process it and put it into the dumpster so we can maximize storage space in the dumpster, because this is going to be a full tear off with all the metal and all the old decking. After we got off all the metal panels, we went up and measured from the eaves to the ridge and got all the correct measurements. We call this our recipe for the metal roof. Once we have the recipe, we input it into our standing seam roll forming machine and then begin printing out the panels to begin the installation process. The machine that we have is very unique to Stellar. There are very few companies in upstate New York that have this. We just pull up on the job, get the measurements quickly, get to the machine, type them in, and automatically start printing them out and get them ready for installation. We got most of the metal taken off, and we got the 3/8 plywood taken off, and we got industry standard 7/16 OSB on with hurricane clips, and that's the reason because we have 24-inch space rafters here. On this house, we obviously are doing the standing seam. We have 3 custom skylights. And in order to do the skylight properly on a standing seam roof, we build a curb. This is a custom curb where this unit is going to sit above the standing seam roof. And with this curb, it's going to help the water separate and move down and flow down here and disperse the water correctly instead of having it sit there and block up and lead to a potential leak. So at this stage, we're putting 6 feet of ice and water on the eaves and 3 foot of ice and water on the valleys. And this is different from a normal asphalt roof. With metal roofing, we use a high temp AquaGuard. It has a nice felt on it right here. And this allows the panels to move and expand and contract with the heat and the cold weather. In this area, we have a sidewall, an end wall, and a valley. The previous contractor failed to properly install the sidewall transitions. He did not wrap the ice and water up the wall. In this area, since it's so small, we will wrap the whole area in ice and water. And again, we will put the 1x3 in, wrap that in the color of the roof, which is burnished slate, and then put our sidewall and end wall trim in. Today we started laying down the panels. The first step to laying down the panels on a standing seam metal roof is to install our drip edge. Our drip edge is right down there. As you can see, our technician has the panels custom hemmed, and that will lock into the drip edge and then be pulled all the way up to our ridge. And each panel is secured 16 to 24 inches with 2 screws on each clip. This area right here is our valley. We always start the valleys first. We put down the valley starter. Underneath that is butyl tape, and butyl tape helps to protect the valley from water infiltration going up or down or around. So this is a waterproof tight seal going all the way down to the valley. And then this right here is just like the drip edge. The panels will click in here, lock in, and be pulled straight up to the ridge and secured. Here we are with the chimney on the standing seam house. This house, we took off the chimney siding. The reason we did that was to incorporate our sidewall trim and our end wall trim. We fastened that directly to the wood with our ice and water underneath. And on this chimney, always 18 inches and over, we add a cricket. And the cricket is put in to divert the water from the left or the right of the chimney. Here we are with a finished skylight. This skylight was built on a curb, as I talked about earlier. That helps divert the water to the left or the right, and it also makes it easy for removal in the future if you need to take this apart. One of the final steps in installing a standing seam metal roof is installing the ridge cap. The ridge cap is secured to the roof with our Z channel. Our Z channel is screwed down and put down with butyl tape, and then we install the ridge cap, and his custom hem right here locks into the Z channel, and we click it in and then rivet it and silicone it at breaks. On a standing seam metal roof, we always have to add snow bars. Snow bars are put about 18 inches up from the eave, and then they are locked on to the seams with a snow bar bracket. In the springtime, when this roof is full of snow and it starts to melt and thaw, the snow at one point will release from the roof, and if this snow bar is not here, it will slide all the way down and come crashing down onto the foundation. We can hit the pergola here, and we can hit the deck, but here it is put on to break up the ice and diminish it. We have an inch underneath here to allow the snow to escape easily. Another final step in installing a standing seam metal roof is doing the pipe boots. A typical standing seam pipe boot is right here. This is the EPDM pipe boot that is secured down with butyl tape. Here at Stellar, we incorporated a metal pipe boot with the metal roof. So after 4 days of doing a complete tear off of the old standing seam metal roof that was not put up to standards, we took off the decking, installed new decking, properly flashed everything, put ice and water up, synthetic underlayment, and here we are with a fantastic Stellar roof. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.